Hello again, everyone. Today I thought I would do a product review for Inka Gold. This is a beeswax based rub. It's water soluble. It's got super easy cleanup. You can kind of see the colors here. I've got a green here, which my mom actually split, so I just took a sample out of hers for now. These are really, really wonderful, and I have to tell you, when you try them, you will be instantly addicted. I know that I now need to get all of the other colors. So I'm just going to show you a little bit today with how they work. They say that they are just for porous surfaces, such as paper, fabric, your basic mixed media. However, you can use them on a lot of different products. You can use them on metal. I've used it. It does take longer to dry, may take more coats. I've also read where people have used them on polymer clay, and they do recommend baking it onto the polymer clay to get a long lasting if you're going to do jewelry. So first I'll show you with a piece I'm kind of working on here. This I used these two colors on. It's going to be the lens for kind of a steampunk goggle type lens. It's, you know, adjustable and all that. So right now it's not finished. It's kind of in the works, but this gives you a wonderful shine, and I'm really hoping you can see that there. It's very, very metallic. Your colors can be blended together. For the coppery looking piece here, I actually just blended the orange and the silver with my finger. One thing I do love about this is that you can put it on in several different ways. You can use just your finger. You can use foam. I've heard a lot of people recommend the cut and dry foam. I just use the makeup sponge. You can also use water and use it like watercolor, which is really nice. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple different ways. I've got some gears here, and I've got a metal piece that I kind of caked it onto when I was just playing around with the gold or with the orange. And you can see it does coat really nicely. I'm probably going to go with some other layers and kind of give it a patina style look. This was just a base coat. So we'll show you first on, I had a scrap left over from where I was doing the eyepiece, and we'll use the green this time. This is called green yellow, I believe. It's a beautiful color, and when you can actually buff this with a paper towel, which I forgot to grab, or any soft cloth after it dries. It only takes a very short amount of time to dry, and I might still have some orange on my finger, but you just literally rub it on. This works wonderful over some embossed pieces. And you can see here, if you rub, depending on how deeply, like this side, I just rubbed really lightly to where this side I really pushed it down in there to get a more even coat. And it's nice because you can get different textures and coats to where you can really cover the whole thing if you wanted a super metallic look, but it keeps your texture, it doesn't ruin it. And you can actually, one thing that's really good about this, and I didn't grab anything to mix these with, but you can take out a little bit, and if I can get this out here, and these are completely blendable without muddying. So you can make this more of a silver green, which mine's not very green here because I didn't get a lot. You can mix it completely on your craft mat if you have a craft spatula. I forgot to grab mine. So you get a really nice color. Kind of gives you something a little bit different there. And actually we're going to put this on here to give a really nice green silver gold to this gear. And if I knew how to cut these videos and splice them together, I would show you afterwards with this buffed. I might use my shirt here in a minute when it dries, because these do wash off with water if you make a mess. But right now you can see even before it's buffed, it is very, very shiny. Washes off your hands really easily, so don't worry. And mine are a mess right now. I've been crafting all day anyway. But there's got a really nice sheen to it. I will show you here. We'll just use this. Now this is already basically dry on my mat. So we're going to use a little bit of water I'm going to bring that back to life, and I'm going to show you kind of watercoloring with it. And I've just got a piece of paper here that I might use as a background for a card. And you can just see as it goes on, hopefully, it just adds a sheer metallic coat. And I'm really kind of watering it down because I really just kind of want a little bit of shine on this paper. And this is great if you're going to die cut it too. If you want something metallic, you can paint ahead of time. You can use it to detail paint in stamped images. Say there's just parts of an image that you want to be metallic or shiny. It works a lot better than glitter. It doesn't get everywhere. Oops, sorry. Now I really saturated that. I hope you can see the shine in that. It's just absolutely, it's very pearlescent. It looks like just pure shimmer. It's a lot shinier than a lot of the shimmer sprays, and actually a lot shinier than a lot of the shimmer watercolors I've tried. So I really like that. It doesn't take long to dry at all. Another way you can use it would be with a sponge, the cut and dry foam, just kind of any way you would like. I'm just going to put a little bit on here. It doesn't take much at all. This will go a long, long ways. And especially when you use the foam, it seems to drag it a little bit more. And you can just see it just goes on. And the foam actually buffs it a little bit as it goes on, which is something I really like about the foam. Now, I do put the cap back on the top every time I'm done using it. I don't think you would have any problem with it drying out. However, it does dry really quickly outside of the container. So just for my own personal choices, I like to keep the cap on it. And when you take it off, I actually put the silver piece that's on to seal it closed. I shove it up into the cap just to keep extra moisture in. I don't know if it really helps or not. And just kind of, and you can see this kind of sets down into the texture really well. You can see the grooves in my chipboard here, and it kind of keeps with that, which is really nice. And then if we wanted to add a little bit of silver with it just to kind of lightly go over it, and this goes over completely opaque, so if I didn't just carefully rub against this, I could turn this whole thing silver within seconds. So, which is really, I like that it covers. So if I go over something and I don't like the color, it will go over it with no problem, and it doesn't muddy it at all. They don't mix. You have to mix them mostly on a craft mat or on a surface, not one on the other. So I really, really like that. You can kind of see, hopefully you can see that there, since I can't see what's on my camera. And then I've got a piece here done in, it's a case I redid with some metal tape. It's very shiny already. But if, say, you've got some metal and you wanted to kind of change it up a little bit or give it a different type of shine, like we're going to add the silver on top of this. This silver has a kind of a more platinum kind of shine, I guess I would say, rather than just a silver. And actually that might even be, I'm not sure what this color's called. It might even be, oh nope, it says silver. But I don't know, for some reason if you didn't want it, if you wanted to give it kind of an aged silver look here. And then of course I could buff that and get a higher shine. But you can see there's a difference there, and I got some orange on there now. Between that high shine and this dull shine. And that's without it being dried and buffed. But it does give you a different shine than metal tape. So it's kind of neat. You can kind of see, it's more of, I guess, a pearlescent shine. But anyways, I hope this has helped. Like I said, you can go over metal. You might have to do a couple of coats. Here's a little charm. I'll just throw some of the silver on there. And it was bronze before. Now we've got a really nice silver charm. And you can kind of, and you could take as much time as you want to buff off, and you can actually sand off some of this if you wanted it to just be down below, any way you want. And you can see it dried really well. Had no problem on metal, and that was just a quick coat. So some, more textured metals, you might have to add a couple layers. But anyways, I hope you like this, and have a great day.